You might want to grab a frame and turn it into an image file, such as a bitmap or a JPEG. Find the frame you want to grab and then go to Toolbox and select Grab Video Frame. A new window will open. At the top it offers you the chance to grab direct from the camera or from the footage in the timeline. We want the footage from the timeline. Click on the grab button when ready and you'll see the frame you're grabbing in a little window. Now you can either add the frame to your timeline or save it to your hard drive. We are saving it to our hard drive. You have a choice of what file types you want to save as. BMP and JPEG are the most common. You can also choose what size you want the image. I've now saved that frame and I can send it to a friend, or I can take that frame into a paint program and maybe I could make a poster for my film. I'll now add that frame to my timeline. The frame acts just like any other footage or transition, and I can resize it and I can add transitions to it. I'm just making a cut here and I want to adjust the lighting and the colour and even the speed. My preview window does not show up properly here, but yours will. I'm finding an out point to cut on. This new cutscene I need to highlight. This is the scene I'll add the effects to. On the left hand side is the camera icon. Click on it and click on the bottom icon. This is your speed icon. You can add strobe effect, but I never use that myself. Here is the speed control. Speed times 1 is normal. If you move it back, the slower my footage goes, e.g. slow motion. If I move it the other way past times 1, then the footage is speeded up. Do remember, the amount of time your scene will change longer if in slow motion or faster with the speed. The audio is greyed out now because Studio does not alter the sound. The next icon up is colour and lighting. Here you can move the settings around for contrast, brightness, colour, and there's even some basic effects: mosaic, emboss, blur and pixel. If I right click on a scene, I can copy it. I can paste it on the video timeline, but I can also paste it on the audio timeline. Right click on one of the bottom audio lines and click paste. I've now pasted only the sound from my scene. If you notice the sound is greyed out on my scene, this means the footage I've copied and pasted was either speeded up or slowed down. By copying and pasting the sound in the audio layer below, I can restore that sound back to normal. This means I can have my footage speeded up and still have the normal sound. I can do all the normal things with this audio clip. For some reason, sometimes the computer will place two of the copied sound clips over each other. To remove one, I'll move the top one down to the other sound layer below. Now I can delete the layer that was there using the trash can. If I want to add music, I can click on the sound icon here and I can select the music note icon. Studio has sound already built in called Smart Sound. You can play around with this yourself. The next icon up is CD. This is in case you have music on a CD and you want to track from it to add to your film. The next icon is a microphone. Connect a microphone to your line-in socket on your PC and you can dub a voiceover. The next one is a speaker. This controls your sound up and down, but it's best to use the methods I've shown before. The very top icon allows you to find sound from your computer. Studio will accept WAVs and MP3s. My advice is to try and keep with WAV file, as sometimes Studio crashes with MP3s. Always save your work regularly by going to File and Save. We're going to do an insert edit now. This means I can put a video picture over the audio track without deleting the audio track. I'm just making a new cutscene here. Okay, the guy with the glasses is the scene I'm going to play with. I need to lock the audio track. Click on the audio icon on the left. Now this has greyed out all the audio. I can now select the scene with the guy and I can delete it using the dustbin. Now there is a gap. The audio is fine there still. I want to put something in that gap, so I'll right click on this scene and copy it. Now I'll go back to the gap and right click and select paste. The new scene is shorter than the scene that was there before. I'll just drag the edges to make it fit. Now I'll unlock the sound layer, and when I play those scenes, the old audio is still there but with a new picture. Pinnacle Studio is a basic editor, but the clever chaps at superteam.biz have found a way for studio owners to add some special effects to their films. Here is their website, www.superteam.biz. They offer 2-dimensional plugins and 3-dimensional plugins for studio. Let's look at the 2-dimensional ones. They have fire, meteor, smoke, etc. The price for these and more when any future plugins are added is only £10. Let's choose some lightning for our project. Here's a quick look at some of the 3D plugins they have. I've downloaded the lightning plugin and now I need to make a title overlay. This procedure is slightly easier on Studio 7. Visit www.superteam.biz and they will send you instructions on how this works for Studio 7. I've got my new overlay screen open, and on the right hand side there are 4 icons going down. The first is text, but you want the last one, which is buttons. Go to the top and make sure it says not a button. Next to that is a browser icon. To find the files, click on it. You can now look for the lightning images that you downloaded. Select the first image and then click open. There are 10 images in total for that lightning. Select the first one and make sure highlight style is off. On the right hand side now, you'll see the thumbnail pictures. These are all of the 10 images that were showing in the folder. Now click on your picture and the image will appear in a box. This image is the first frame of 10 that makes up the whole lightning. I can resize and move the image by holding the mouse button down on the edges of the box. Once I've positioned my first lightning frame where I want it, I click on OK. There is a pink box just above the timeline. This means it's set as a button. I need to go back and change that. I can change the time length here, but it doesn't hold, so I'll have to go back and do it on the main screen. I need this image to be on the screen for just one frame, so I enter on the keyboard 00001. This means one frame. Now the thumbnail is so small, I need to make the timeline bigger by clicking and holding the mouse button while moving it on the timeline. We have done this before. Now I need to move just past that frame to the next frame, and then I'll create another title overlay. This time I'll use image 2. Now I move past that frame, open title overlay again, and use image 3. Repeat this until all 10 frames are lined up. I'm just adding some sound to the 2 sound channels. One of these sound layers could be background music and the other might be sound effects, like a helicopter sound. Once the 2 layers are used, you can either render the film, this means making a finished file of it, then you can bring the file back into Studio and the 2 sound channels would have merged together, thus giving you those 2 sound channels back. The other way is, if you had a gunshot and wanted to add it, you can lock the video track down this time and cut a bit of the sound from your footage, as long as there's nothing there you need to hear at that point. This is the same as insert editing, but with sound. Rendering means placing all the footage together to make a whole finished film. At the top of the screen, click on Make Movie. You now have different ways of making your finished film. First is tape. This means it will render your film, and you will need your camera connected ready to record if your camera has DV input. Click on Create, and it will take a while to render before telling you to press record on your camera. You can ask your computer to automatically start recording using the settings. The next is AVI. This takes up a lot of hard drive space, but you get the best results from it, and you can even put the AVI file back into Studio to re-edit or make a tape copy at a later time. You can change the settings, but it's best to leave it at its default settings. MPEG is the third option. This is a compressed format. Not as good quality as AVI, MPEG is what DVDs are made from. If you go to settings, you can choose what type of MPEG you want. The quality is lowest on the internet bandwidth, but the file size is very small, ideal for sending across the internet. When you choose DVD quality, this is the best that the MPEG can do, but it's a bigger file size. The next is Stream. This is made for internet. Most people can play window media files, but not everyone can play a real video file without downloading extra software. Again, you can change the settings on both Windows Media Player and the Real Media Player. Share is made just for Pinnacle Studio buyers. It allows you to upload your finished film to a Pinnacle web server. Then you get a web address you can give to your friends, and they can watch your film. Disk is there if you want to burn your film direct to a DVD disc. Look out for our DVD tutorials that covers DVD burning. One last important point is that Pinnacle has upgrades for your software. Go to Help on the top of the screen and select Update. This will download an update from their server and will keep your software free from bugs. Any questions you have at all, feel free to visit our website. We have an excellent forum with lots of professional people that's there to help.